Oh, welcome all to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how great neither of us did anything in Toyotas this weekend. Maybe no, not really.
I went to Lowe's in a Toyota.
Perfect. If you like going to Lowe's with Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me for another episode of the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast is Jimmy Jet. How are you, buddy?
Good. Are you alive?
No, not.
Barely
alive.
All right.
Oh, man. That kicked my ass last week.
Yeah.
I was, I don't know. Well, I was very congested for the last episodes, right? Last week's episodes. Yes. And I didn't really feel sick at all. I was just really congested. And then like Thursday and Friday, man, it wiped me out. Like, I don't know, like Thursday, I was like, I don't feel too good. Like I was starting to get body aches. I was starting to get the spins a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Friday I slept for like 20 hours.
Damn.
It was bad. And then Saturday I woke up and I was back to the kind of the achy and spins a little bit. And then Sunday I was feeling great.
Okay.
Until about halfway through the day I overexerted myself. And then Monday, same thing. I was feeling great until about halfway through the day. And then today I feel great.
You got another hour or so?
Got another hour to go still. Okay. But yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. I am feeling a lot better. I still have lingering throat tickles.
Sure.
Yeah, giggity. And but
yeah, we experienced one of those in the intro.
Dude, yeah, I don't know what that was. That was weird.
I think the title of this episode is going to be Tyler almost dies for the third time.
That's just a common theme. Tyler's just almost always dying. But yeah, man, we are here for a Thursday episode. We're through the week. We're into September.
Yeah.
Which means we have a new giveaway coming out. We have some FNGs. We have some birthdays. We have, we have a winner to announce from August's giveaway. And let's see, what else do we have?
I think that's it.
That's kind of beginning of the month
reviews
stuff.
And all.
Yeah, reviews. Oh, that's right. We haven't done reviews in a while. We should probably look at that maybe next week. We'll see. Yeah, we got some fun stuff coming up today. Jimmy and I had some fun stuff over the weekend that we kind of did. I mean, we did do, but I don't know if it was really fun. I don't know. We'll get into it. We can talk about it. It's shaking his head. Not fun. Zero fun. There's zero fun happening on this podcast. Okay. If you are listening to this podcast for the fun aspect of it, we apologize.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, I don't know, we'll get into it. There's a lot going on. Where should we start?
I want to start with a quick shout out.
I like shout outs.
Yeah. Pure 4x4.
Oh, okay.
Do you know where I'm going with this already?
Maybe. I don't know what they did recently. That's a shout out worthy.
Okay.
But
well, so they're having an event this Saturday.
It's their open house one?
Their open house. So
okay.
They've started, it looks like a shop. So
yes.
It's called Pure 4x4 Outfitters.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got a shop up in Roseville area.
Mm-hmm.
And this weekend on September 7th, I think it is,
mm-hmm.
they're having an open house. You can show up, check it out,
mm-hmm.
walk around. They like to party. So yeah. I'm sure they're going to have some sort of beverages there or food and dancing and music. And
sure they have inhalers to pass out for people.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so if you're in the area and you have nothing going on a Saturday, go over to Pure 4x4 Outfitters and get the address and location and everything. And could be a fun thing to do. I might swing by at some point and just check it out because it's really not terribly far from my house.
It's really not. I will not be there. I know that. I am emceeing Cantina for the Con.
Oh, that's right.
Which is Saturday as well. Yep. So I'll be up at Rob's Resort up in the Ice House Reservoir area, off Ice House Road. And Cantina for the Con is going on Saturday.
Yeah.
So there's a couple really fun events in the Sacramento area that are going on this weekend. Go up and either check out the Pure 4x4 open house. It sounds like they are kind of setting up a retailership, and it's like an accessory install.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing custom fab stuff.
fab
They're not
work.
doing suspension, drivetrain components, anything like that. It's mainly going to be like lights, ladders, overland, roof racks, stuff like that.
Okay, yeah.
So they'll install your rooftop tent for you, that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what's going on with Pure 4x4. It's fun to kind of see them growing and expanding what they're doing
into different markets for sure. Because I mean, they started off as like an Instagram group, and then they started their like base camp
for import
stuff
cars.
for import cars.
Yeah, and for Pure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, originally, I mean, we had Phil on the line here one time, and so so we have their whole backstory.
Yeah.
They originally started at JDM import cars,
Yeah.
right, and then expanded into Pure 4x4. And it was really just a group of friends that started an Instagram account and grew this like following. And then they started an event with their base camp.
Yep.
And now they're starting an outfitter shop.
Yeah.
So really cool to kind of see the progression of this group
Yeah.
moving along.
Yep.
Yeah, it's really neat. I'm excited to see how the shop does. They took over the old Patriot 4x4 location.
Yep.
A Jeep shop. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that all goes, because I know that I'm curious if it's the location that drove Patriot out or the fact that Patriot might not have done marketing. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think that there's some fun events going on around Sacramento this week.
Yeah, absolutely. I was invited to go out on the Rubicon also from Thursday through Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, with Power Tank.
Oh, nice.
But there's just too much stuff going on.
I didn't get an invite.
Well, you got an extension from me, but then I told them that you were going to be out at Cantina and weren't going to be able to make it. But you could go possibly Thursday, Friday, and go out and back to Cantina.
Back to Cantina, maybe. Yeah, we'll have to see if I can manage any overnight stuff. But
yeah, right. But I did want to say, if you got nothing really going and you're in the Sacramento area on Saturday, the September 7th, go check out their open house.
Cool.
If you want to support the Rubicon Trail Foundation, then go up to Rob's Resort and
get some tacos.
Get some tacos at Cantina at the Con.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I did see, I went over to Hot Metal Fab's shop on Friday, and we started working on a top plate for some of the tailgates for the first gen Tacoma or third gen pickup.
Okay.
We're bending the top over. And so I was working on that. And while I was there, he was running the prizes or the trophies for the cornhole tournament.
Yeah.
Those look really cool for Rob's Resort. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Hopefully that lady shows up again. Didn't that lady?
Yeah,
that like professional cornhole lady.
She was a national champion at cornhole.
Yeah.
Showed up and didn't tell anybody and kicked everybody's ass effortlessly with all these like big macho dudes talking all sorts of shit. And she just kind of sat in the background and let them talk and then wipe the floor with everybody.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's great. Too funny.
Yeah.
Anything else kind of going on around the neck of the woods?
That's
like events, things kind of happening.
That's all that I know of this weekend. I know that September is typically Marlin Crawler Roundup month. They're skipping it this year.
Okay.
But they are going to do it. They're planning and working on it for next year.
Oh,
so,
sweet.
There's some things going on with Marlin Crawler Roundup that it might change how Roundup is done in the future.
Well, yeah, Marlin's not here.
Yeah. And, Christine doesn't really want to do the event anymore.
Understood.
It's a lot of work, as you can imagine. Coordinating the Roundup down at the Rubicon Springs. But it's 20 years. Next year will be the 20th year that they've done Roundup.
Well, 20th year since they've started it, but there hasn't been 20 Roundups.
I believe it's the 20th Roundup.
So this year would be the 20th.
It would have
whenever they do it, it would be the 20th.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how Christine described it to me.
Got it.
Was that she didn't want to do it this year because there was just too much going on with everything. And so they're planning on doing it next year just because it's the 20th Roundup and they want to get the 20th Roundup done.
Got it.
I don't know if it's going to continue after that.
Yeah.
So there things might be and things are in the works for me / Morphlate to pick up the roundup.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Moving forward. So
okay. So it would be a Marlin Morphlate roundup.
it would be a Marlin Memorial roundup. And it would
sponsored by Morphlate.
Yeah. And so instead of being the Marlin Crawler Roundup, it would just be the Roundup. And then it would be a big memorial to remember Marlin at, and to be a customer appreciation for everybody in the off-road industry, kind of that as customers of Marlin and Morphlate and everybody. So
cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of in the works. If anybody out there is interested in helping with that, because it is a big undertaking and it's more work than I'm prepared to do.
Yeah. Well, sure.
But it's something that I don't want to see go away. Then let me know. Get in touch with me and let me know if you're interested. And I'm going to start putting together a list of people. So next year I'll be working with Christine to see what all goes in to making the roundup happen. And then from there, see if it's something that I think I can undertake and take over and make happen and continue making happen.
Cool.
So,
well, that's big news.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. Right.
No promises, but it's something that I really want to, I want to see happen. And I'm a big believer in, if you want to see something happen, step up and do it. But then that also puts me into situations where I overextend myself.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
We'll see how it goes.
I think we'll, maybe since we're talking about future things in a way, I'll throw this little nugget out there that we're most likely going to have a winter snail squad trip.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting.
Yeah.
I missed our one from this year.
I know.
Have it. Stupid kids.
Right. Stupid. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it. If we're just going to drop coordinates a few days before or what, and see who shows up, or do something organized, a little bit more organized. Tyler and I definitely have to sit down and think about that and talk about it. But next year, I think we're going to do, we have discussed that we're going to try to do 2 outings for the Snail Squad people.
Yeah. We need to do a snow trip so I can get some wheeling done with the tracks.
Yes, that too.
Snow camping with the tracks. I need it. I need it in my life.
I might need to borrow your 40s then.
Okay.
While you're doing
swap.
Yeah.
No, mine are 8 lug now.
Oh, crap.
You need some adapters.
I do adapters or, some spare wheels or something.
Yeah.
Actually, I have your old wheels.
That's true.
I just don't want to debeat them.
Yeah, I know. You got to debeat everything, put them over.
Yeah. I guess I just need some 40s.
Yeah. Yokohama. Jimmy's going to be calling.
Yes.
So...
All right. Well, shall we do F&G's birthdays, giveaway items like that?
I like doing giveaway stuff.
All right. Let's do it. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the giveaway stuff.
Okay.
So the month of August, we have a prize package of random semi-random gear wrench tools. We need to put together 3 options for the winner, and then you'll get to choose option A, B, or C. With your tool package that you want to receive.
Yes.
So we did a random drawing, which was we put everybody down into a list that was qualified for the monthly giveaway. And then we go to Google and use the random number generator. And then we keep hitting buttons until one of us says stop. And then that ends up being the lucky winner.
Yes, that's typically how it goes.
And this month for August...
Was it number 1 again?
It was not number 1.
Well, I know that.
It was, I don't remember what number it was, but
36.
It was 36, which ends up being Brian Cathcart.
Brian Cathcart.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So that's a first gen 4Runner Brian.
Yeah.
He's the one that actually bought my 4Runner axles. My old Toyota axles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I haven't seen you in a while, Brian.
I know.
He's still alive?
He is still alive. It was actually funny. I was heading up to Sierra Trek, and I got caught behind, maybe it was coming back from Sierra Trek. I think it was coming back, whatever. I got caught behind a series of, it was like 6 vehicles that were going really slow.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, is this, I don't know. It'd be funny if it's like a 22 RE Toyota because it was a bunch of Jeeps. All that I could see was Jeeps. And I was like, typically Jeeps can make these grades just fine. I was like, it's probably a 22 RE Toyota up there or something going up there. And I was like, man, I kind of feel like I'm traveling behind Brian again. And then all the vehicles ended up pulling over to the side. I guess they were all in one group.
Yeah.
And guess who was leading the group?
Brian
in his 22 RE Toyota 4Runner.
Why did he pull over?
So that he could let all the traffic past.
Where was he?
We were on...
I'm picturing the grade up from Truckee to the summit.
Yep, that's where it was.
But there's multiple lanes there. Why did he pull over?
There's only one lane.
On the freeway on 80?
No, sorry, from Truckee up to Sierraville or up to the Meadow Lake turnoff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was thinking of a different spot. Okay.
Yeah.
That one big hill.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the one you were on Highway 89 is what you're talking about,
89
right?
is, yeah, where we're at.
But that one big hill is the one that he was going slow up?
There's a few climbs heading up there, yeah. But yeah, it was just funny that ended up passing.
The one where your head gasket gave you problems. Or not head gasket, radiator was giving you problems. Was that the hill?
I don't know if my radiator... No, that was on the freeway. Yeah.
Thinking of a different spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, yeah, it was just funny that I was like, man, I feel like I'm behind Brian. Then I was behind Brian.
Yeah, you were.
So cheers, Brian. You got some gear wrench tools. We'll get in touch with you.
Absolutely. We'll organize them today if we have some time, and we'll snap some photos and send them your way.
Yep. For sure. So congrats, man. Next month's giveaway. So this month, September, we're in September now.
This is exciting.
This is exciting. So we've been working on this one for a bit, and our contact there is a very busy guy. So he's a little bit hard to get a hold of sometimes.
Hard to get a hold of, for sure.
And so we finally got everything confirmed, and we're doing a bunch of Factor 55 products for September.
I know, so cool.
Yeah.
Factor 55 recovery gear coming to you guys.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool. Factor, we do support a couple different recovery products and companies on the show here because A, we like recovery stuff, and B, we like to let people know when there's good quality recovery stuff available and when to know the difference between good quality stuff and bad quality stuff. And really, when it comes to quality, you can't beat Factor 55. I love
well, Factor 55, they are like setting the bar. You know, they're really the people that are the top players in the game, and everybody else is trying to keep up with them.
Absolutely, yeah. They do. They don't do random batch testing. Like, I forget what it was called, but it's something very similar to what we do at Morphlate. We test every single product at Morphlate, and I actually got the idea of doing this because of Factor 55.
Okay, yeah.
They serial number almost every single product. They batch number every single product. And then they do testing from every single batch of product that they manufacture.
Wow.
And everything is manufactured in the United States. So the quality control is able to be kept very, very high on the products. And so that's the one thing, you know, if you get other products out there that may have minimum braking strengths listed on them, working loads listed on them. You may have those physics stats that you need to know when dealing with recovery equipment, but you may not be able to guarantee and count on those stats because a lot of recovery companies out there do not do very stringent quality control.
Okay. Yeah.
And I know that there's at least 2 companies in the United States that do. And that's 2 of them that we support on the show here. One is Spartan Ropes, which is a very kind of a niche product. And the other one is Factor 55. And Factor 55 does a wide range of recovery equipment. And like Jimmy said, they are really setting the bar on quality control procedures and ensuring good quality in the recovery industry.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The recovery rigging industry. So they're coming out with a whole kind of handful of new products that are launching this month. So it's kind of cool.
I didn't know they were coming out this month.
Yeah, I mean, technically, I think they launched like the last week of August.
Okay.
But they're putting together all the content
Yes.
to start advertising and marketing the new products.
Got it.
For this month.
Okay. And we're in the mix of all that.
And we get to be kind of a part of all that. So it's
Yes.
kind of cool. We're going to have Justin from Factor 55 on later in the month to talk about the new products and talk a little bit about, he's been doing a lot of myth busting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Which has been fun to chat with him about.
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of, I want to say fake news, maybe not full truths.
Yeah. Not
out
accurate.
there, not fully accurate things being said in the recovery industry. And so what Factor 55 has been doing has been testing all of the things that are being said in the recovery industry that you see in recovery social media posts, all this different things. They've been actually testing all of it.
Wow.
Because they set the bar for testing.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, fuck it. We have all the equipment to test it. Let's test all these claims.
Yes.
And so he's been doing a lot of recovery rigging myth busting.
Sweet.
And so he has some fun results to share with everybody. And I think that's going to be a big part of the show that he's going to be on, as well as talking about these new products they're coming out with. So we have a prize package this month from Factor 55 for an Ultra Hook, which are awesome. I absolutely love mine. Their new hammer loop, which works on the Ultra Hook. So the Ultra Hook has there's the hook to it, but there's like a pass through.
Yeah. Soft shackle D-ring hole.
Yeah, pass through hole in it. And this hammer loop is designed to go in there and create a semi-permanent soft shackle on your Ultra Hook.
Oh, cool.
So it makes it easy, quick and easy to hook up to stuff as kind of a softer point of hookup, right?
Okay. Like it.
So the hammer loop and then a hammer strap as well, which is essentially a quote unquote tree strap, but it's designed for rocks.
Oh,
so it's a rock strap, an anchor strap to be used on rocks.
I like it.
It's an extreme duty, something that can handle abrasion and sharp edges on rocks to be able to anchor yourself or anchor winch lines to winch off of.
Okay. Really cool.
Yeah. So it's two products that have come out because of all the work that they do with Ultra 4 racers down in Hammer Valley, Johnson Valley.
Johnsontown
and Hammer Valley. Exactly. And so because of all the work they do with the racers and the high demands that Ultra 4 racers need and require on their recovery equipment.
Yeah.
They've come out with these two products. And so that's part of the handful of products that they're coming out with this month.
Excellent. Well, massive thanks to Factor 55 for doing this month's giveaway. If you want to get in for these products, you can do that by going over to iRate4x4, logging in over there, going down to the watch, listen, and discuss section, clicking on SnailTrail4x4, and then all your sign up options are there.
Yep.
Just like Brian did, and Brian just won the gear wrench giveaway.
Yep. Just like that.
Just like that.
So that's September's giveaway announcement for everybody out there. Just another quick announcement. We are coming up on October.
Yes, we are.
So October is gift box month. And we might have some very, very drastic changes for the gift box tier. So just be aware and start paying attention because we will be announcing in October what's going on with the gift box tier. So just keep your ear holes peeled and perked.
Yep.
And keep them perky. And we will let you guys know in October what's going on with all that. But be ready to change because I know not everybody stays up to date on the podcast weekly like Rover Dawn does.
Right.
But you just be aware and be aware that changes are coming for the gift box tier and you guys will need to act and take action in October.
Absolutely.
So there's that. Let's see.
All right. FNGs.
FNGs.
We got 0 this month.
0?
0.
Oh, that makes me really sad.
Wah.
We didn't get any in July either.
No.
Too many. Or August.
Really?
Yeah, I think the last FNG we had was in June.
Wow.
So everybody's busy with summer and going back to
when you go to the birthday tab, we can find when was it August?
June was the last one.
June.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Dan's Drives.
Dan's Drives
was the last one we had in June. So let's see. So no FNGs.
Okay.
Let's go to 1 year birthdays.
1 year birthdays.
We have one.
Uno birthday.
Kellen Graves.
Hey, Kellen Graves. Thank you very much.
Mhm. Let's see. So 2 year birthdays. We have one. Yvonne Smith.
Yvonne Smith. Thank you for your 2 year support.
Yep. She has a really cute white first gen 4Runner on 43s.
It is very adorable.
I was just talking with him yesterday, too. So that's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Mike.
Thanks, Yvonne.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike and Yvonne. 3 year birthdays, 0.
Boo.
Nobody in 3 years. Let's see. 4 years though. We have 2.
Okay.
Oh, two of our favorite people. Mr. Rock Ranger.
Lenny LePage.
Mr.
Thank you
Lenny
very
LePage.
much.
And our favorite Australian,
Charles Locke.
Charles Locke.
Nice. I was just talking to him the other day.
Nice. Yeah. So thank you guys. That's 4 years. 1 more year and you guys will be 5 years. And then we got to send a 5-year gift to Australia.
Yeah. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll send it over with one of the Morphlate orders to Essential 4x4 and have Charles pick it up from them. 5 year birthdays. We got one.
Okay.
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Awesome. In regards to the 5 year birthday people, orders have been placed. We are formally getting the gifts here in soonish.
Yep.
But the order is in, and hopefully we get everything relatively soon. It's kind of funny because the person that's ordering them lives near me, and I was like, okay, here's the price, and everything broke down. How much? Like, you have a shipping charge. How much is it shipping? Like, and then the lady was like, oh no, I'll just drop them off. I was like, okay, cool.
Perfect.
because they also do drop shipping options.
Okay.
And I was like, well, if it works out, maybe we'll just have them drop ship it.
Yeah.
And then it was like, no, they'll deliver them to me for free. I'm like, okay, we don't need to drop ship. We'll do that then.
Yeah.
So those have been ordered. We're waiting for them to show up. As soon as they show up, I'll join the lady and her family, and my wife and I will go have some whiskey with them because they like whiskey.
Sweet.
And I'll pick up the order, and we'll get them shipped out.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see them and get them into people's hands.
Yeah, same. They're pretty sweet. I'm there. I want one myself. So
maybe we have enough for you and I to have one.
Maybe. Well, cool. Those will be coming out to everybody.
I think I also want to say that these are not gonna be for sale.
Correct.
We're not putting these online. If you're a 5 year person, you're going to get one for free.
That's the only way.
And that's the only way that these are going to go out.
Yep.
So that's also, it's an exclusive item for the 5 year people.
Yep. And
now, who knows if there's going to be a black market, resale value on some of these things.
They're going to be selling for $200-$300 on the SnailTrail4x4 black market.
Yeah.
So.
.com.
Yep.
I'll need to make that website.
Yeah. All right, sweet. That does it for FNG's birthdays. The giveaway for August and September.
Perfect.
I think we're all caught up then, right?
Sounds good. Are you recording on Audacity right now?
Yes.
Good, because I never hit the go button on the road.
Hit the big red button. Nice. Yeah, I think we're all good for housekeeping stuff. As always, we have our giveaway for our bribery over on Apple Podcasts. If you want a chance at winning a set of Yokohama tires, go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts and leave a review for the show. Once we get to 700 reviews, then we'll be doing a swag pack giveaway, including an Onyx Elite membership, which is pretty rad. And then once we get to 750 reviews, we'll be doing a set of Yokohama tires, pretty much anything you want, DOT approved compounds and smaller than a 20-inch rim, which works great for a lot of off-road vehicles. And that's, if you look at the 40-inch mud terrains from Yokohama, They are about, I want to say it's about $520 per tire right now.
Wow. Okay.
So that's $2,000 value
Yes.
that Yokohama is giving a lucky winner. So pretty rad of them to step up and do that. Just make sure that you guys are going and leaving a review. So
Absolutely. I want to win those tires.
I know, right? I need more. So
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, I think that's it. Is that all?
I think that does it. Shall we
Okay.
get into how our weekends were?
Yeah, let's do it. Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
You want to take it off from here? Well, you'll talk about some
What am I
sadder
taking
news,
off?
and then I'll talk about some sad news.
Some sad. Okay. Yeah, Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend is always kind of a somber time for me
Because it's the end of wheeling season.
because it's the end of the summer season.
Yeah,
Except I
wheeling
start getting
season.
excited because then we're getting into the tracked season.
Oh, okay.
And we're done with wheel season. Now we're getting into track season.
Yeah, for those that have tracks, all 5 of you on the West Coast.
I know, right? Don't make me laugh too much. I
Sorry.
cough. Yeah, man. So it's, we're Memorial Day is kind of the beginning of summer. Labor Day marks the end of summer for a lot of people. Kids are back in school.
Yep.
So less family time to get out. But I was planning on going out on the Rubicon,
Okay. Yeah.
which I was really, really excited about because I have not done any overnight wheeling trips since Hammers,
Okay. Yeah.
which was the first week of February, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm really looking forward to it. It was with a bunch of people that I knew and I love hanging out with.
Sure. Absolutely.
I'm not going to announce what was going on because
It's out there.
Oh, it is out
Yeah.
there?
Well, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey talked about it on their podcast.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, that
That's
came
fun.
out today.
Okay.
Tuesday, and a lot of people on the online know about it.
All right. So
I
I guess we'll talk about
I
it
think
then. The cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag.
The cat's been swung across the yard or
Yeah.
flung across the yard, I guess.
I think the cat got caught.
The cat got caught. So Randy Slauson and Amber Hannah just got married.
Yeah.
And
Congratulations.
huge congratulations to them. It happened out at Buck Island.
Yep.
Out on the Rubicon, which I think is the most apt place for them to get married at.
100%.
And so they've been keeping it quiet for a long time. And so it happened, and I had an invite to the wedding, and I was really, really bummed when I got smacked in the face with whatever the hell I had. I did not have COVID.
Okay.
I tested for it because I was like, this kind of feels a little bit like COVID, just less chest congestion. It was all up in my head. And not figuratively, literally.
Yeah.
And I tested negative, so that was nice to know. But yeah, man, I got smacked hard. I was doing fine Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like halfway through the day, Thursday, and then all of a sudden I just got hit hard, and I was like, I need to call this. I should not be going wheeling, feeling the way I am.
Yeah.
And so
Was that a smart move?
it was a very smart move because Friday I had the spins, body aches, and then I slept all day Saturday. Like it would have been bad going out there. And, but I was feeling really, really bad about not being there
Sure.
because, I've become really good friends with the Hannah family,
Yeah.
and I wanted to be there to support Amber and, congratulate Eric and Dolly for, getting, one of their dowries out of the way again. So, that's joke. Anyways, inside joke. And I couldn't be there. So
No.
I did get a massive smile on my face though, because Ozzy
Yeah.
came back from his trip to Malaysia. He goes back to Malaysia every year. That's where his family's from, for his birthday.
I thought he was Australian.
That's just where he spent the most time in life. So that he has the mannerisms and accent of Australian, but he's technically from Malaysia.
Interesting.
And then he's also spent a lot of time in a lot of different countries.
Yes, I knew that.
And so he's been around he gets around
He does get
literally
around.
and figuratively.
Yeah.
But anyways, he claims Australian. And so he went back to Malaysia. He literally came back from Malaysia, got in at 1:30 a.m. from Malaysia, which is a 13, 14-hour flight, something like that.
If not longer.
And then that morning, I think at like 6 a.m., something like that, he drove out and rode into Buck Island to be there at the Springs.
Wow.
To hang out with everybody and join in the or at Buck Island.
Yeah.
To join in there with everybody at the celebration.
Okay.
So he had his Starlink out there. And I got phone calls Saturday evening from everybody just to say hi and said that they missed me. So that made it all lot better. I was feeling a lot more better that I could actually talk with everybody, congratulate Amber, and see what everybody was up to. So anyways, that was really cool of them to do that. Thank you guys, because I was feeling pretty bummed about not going out there.
Yeah.
So other than that, it was Labor Day weekend, so there was a holiday on Monday.
Right.
There was a new science museum open in Sacramento.
Oh, I didn't know that.
SMUD opened one down by the powerhouse.
Okay. Cool.
In the Sacramento powerhouse, not the Folsom powerhouse.
Right.
And it's called the Museum of Science and Curiosity.
Cool.
Mosaic is the analogy, whatever, an anagram of it.
Yeah.
And so I took the secretary and I took Reed there, just to kind of take a look around, and it was kind of cool. It's definitely designed as a kids science museum.
Okay. That's neat.
And it's a pretty neat spot. It's not what I was expecting though. It's very much based around the science of what SMUD does in the Sacramento area.
Right. And what is SMUD for those people that don't live in this general area?
Great question. SMUD is the Sacramento Municipalities Utility District.
Yes.
Which is a nonprofit electric company.
Yeah.
Essentially.
For the Sacramento area.
Sacramento right?
Area.
So they're our PG&E electric provider. They're electric provider for Sacramento.
Yeah. Well, you don't have PG&E. You have SMUD.
We have SMUD, exactly. Yeah. And so because they're nonprofit, their rates are a lot more reasonable, and they tend to do a lot more giving back to the community and really helping to evolve the community for cleaner electric resources.
Yeah.
Right. Clean energy.
They're really trying to get into clean energy. I know that. It's really cool.
They really do push the forefront on that. And so the Museum of Science and Curiosity is a SMUD based project, right?
Okay.
It's one of the things we talked about with actually John Arns in the Rubicon Trail episodes about how because SMUD gets these they get entitlements to land in order to have hydroelectric projects and electric projects and all this other stuff. They have to give back to the communities in those areas,
right?
Because they are getting rights to land.
Okay.
And so the museum is one of those give back community projects.
Oh, cool.
So it's actually a pretty cool museum, but it's not entirely a lot of different science and curiosity stuff.
It's electrical science.
It's electrical and making the community electrically sustainable.
Sure.
And clean energy projects around Sacramento.
Right.
Which is, I guess, kind of cool, but not what I was expecting.
Got it. Okay.
They do have a space exhibit.
Oh.
Which definitely does not seem like they got a project professional dealing with the space stuff to do compared to all the other stuff downstairs. It seems like it was very much an afterthought.
Yeah.
And it was just something they added.
What are we going to do on the second story with the dome?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was more of one of those things. So cool museum, cool to kind of learn about the projects that SMUD does around there, but it definitely seems like it was more of you could tell it was a SMUD project rather than a science and Curiosity Kids Museum.
Yeah, was it more of like gloating or like patting themselves on the back?
It feels like that. Yeah. From an adult's perspective, once you kind of look at what's going on. From a kid's perspective, it's great. They have a ton of hands-on stuff for kids to learn about hands-on. Some of the exhibits are actually really well done for kids to learn about what SMUD is doing in the area. But it definitely seems like it's just a big pat on the back for SMUD.
Sure.
A self pat on the back. And I'm like, I guess if you're dumping millions of dollars into this museum, might as well be.
Yeah, exactly. But, I'm like, we could do a Snail Trail 4x4 museum, and it's like all the parts I've broken.
Exactly. Right? So anyways, that was kind of cool. I love science and physics and hands-on learning opportunities for those kinds of things. So I'm trying to get Reed into those stuff early, but I've noticed it's way too early.
Yeah.
Like we're going in and it's like, it's like, move this ball, and which moves a display on the screen to target a place in Sacramento that you can add more sustainable features to.
Sure.
And he's just like, oh, I can move a ball.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
he's on stage one.
I'm way overthinking. I need to simplify a little bit more. So
he's still doing round ball and square hole things.
Oh, not even that. He's just like, there's something to hold.
Yeah, right.
So
do I put this in my mouth?
Exactly. Can I eat this?
Yeah.
So I need to find more opportunities that work on that kind of stuff more than science and stuff. Anyways, it was one of the things you and I have talked about it when we're trying to come up with topics for Snail Trail 4x4. We're like, oh yeah, let's talk about gear ratios and drivetrains and how all that works, when really we're like, oh yeah, we forget about like, what does just lubrication do for your let's start at the really basics here.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Anyways, how to change your oil. So I had one of those moments this weekend.
Okay.
After taking him to the Science and Curiosity Museum, the new one here in Sacramento.
And that was after you got better, right? Or
that was after I got better.
Okay.
But I definitely overextended myself.
Was that on Monday?
That was on Monday. Yeah. Because we got back and I was just like, all of a sudden I was not feeling well.
Yeah.
I was just tired and my legs didn't want to work anymore. My body was giving me that warning that it was going to try and make me go horizontal if I didn't go horizontal myself.
Yeah, sure.
But it wasn't like blackout type. And so I was like, I need to go lay down for a bit. And I ended up sleeping for like 3.5 hours after we got back in the middle of the day, which is for me, I don't do that because I can't be productive. Right.
Yeah, sure.
And so I was like, oh, overextended myself. Let's listen to
calm my body.
Let's calm back down a little bit. I am still sick. I'm still not fully over it. Let's not go right back into 100 miles an hour here.
Right.
So
yeah.
And that was pretty much my weekend. I didn't do any off-roading stuff. I was really bummed I didn't get to do any off-roading stuff, but I didn't do any work on the 4Runner. But the 4Runner I think is all set. I think the cooling issue is resolved. I know what the answer is. We need to go and build a full-on custom shroud now. We kind of Dave put together a shroud, and he wants to do a full-on one once we have it proven that it's good, and I think we've proven that it's good. And then I still need to replace my shifters, apparently, because I'm still just spewing gear oil all over the place, and I can't go and paint the axles and do everything I want to paint and do everything to the axles that I want to do until that gear oil leak is fixed.
Understood. Yeah.
So,
well, as long as the gear oil leak is leaking, then you're not going to rust.
That is true, right? I'm not going to have rust issues on that rear axle because it's just getting absolutely covered in gear oil right now. But that's where I'm at.
Nice. Well, I'm bummed also because I didn't get to go wheeling this weekend.
Aw.
I didn't have time to work on Samantha or Bobcat or Clifford. Clifford actually I found out this weekend Clifford needs a little bit of love.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, big well, not a big just a bummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I was trying to like, hey, let's go do something this weekend. And she's like, well, this weekend we're going to redo the downstairs bathroom.
Yay.
We don't have the kiddo. It's a long weekend, and we'll have the time to be able to do this. And I'm like, yay! I'm so excited.
Yeah,
you know. The mini assistant's birthday is in 2 weeks.
Have you guys finished the upstairs bathroom yet?
The master?
Yeah, the master.
No, haven't even started.
Okay.
It's still holes in the wall, bad. Yeah.
Okay. No walls, pretty much.
No wall. There's no walls. Exposed to the backside of the other bathroom. It's been repiped for the most part, but not finished or has no flooring or anything. That's our sort of next project.
Okay.
Anyways, the mini assistant's birthday is in 2 weeks. She's going to have a birthday party. We're having all of the family over a few nights before. And she got a hair up her rear end that the downstairs bathroom was not pretty enough or nice enough or clean enough or whatever it was.
Interesting.
And she wanted to redo it.
I liked your downstairs bathroom.
Yeah.
The way it's set. I don't know. I thought it was kind of neat in there.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing special. It's a half bath. It's literally a toilet and a sink.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, it's anyways.
So it's super simple.
But like there's not much you can do.
No.
To spruce that. Like,
no, not at all. But I think it's the only room in the entire house that we didn't touch during the entire remodel.
Oh, okay.
Right. So it never got new paint. It never got a facelift. It didn't get new fixtures. It didn't, the toilet's the original toilet from who knows how long. Right. It was, it's just old.
Okay.
In quotes. Yeah. Right. So she wanted to brighten it up, liven it up, change it a little bit. So she wanted to give it this facelift this weekend. And as I'm like, okay, we're going to repaint. Yeah. I get it. Okay. That's going to take a day.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we started, it was like,
it's never just painting, Jimmy.
No, I know.
Okay. So what all ended up happening?
Oh man. So yeah, we ended up looking at it and I'm like, so are you going to be able to paint behind the toilet?
Yeah.
Like the bowl of the toilet or the tank of the toilet's really close to the wall. Like you just want to remove the toilet? It's like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And then the vanity is like a somewhat separate piece of furniture, and with a sink on top of it. I'm like looking, I'm like, it's not very difficult to just pull this whole vanity out too.
Yeah.
Then we can get to, because it was a separate piece of furniture. So there was the wall and then a slight gap and then the vanity. And we could paint behind that. And then she's like, yeah, and that would make painting the vanity a lot easier. And I was like, okay. So now we're, just tumbling down this hill. So yeah, so we pulled the vanity out, pulled the toilet out, took the door off, just started down this hole of like, okay, we're going to completely clean up this thing, this downstairs bathroom. And day one was 100% all prep. Like there was not like, we didn't even get a coat of paint on the wall. That on day one, it was all texture. It was all patching of holes, texturing, taping off. We did put some primer paint on the walls before we painted the other colors. And that was like day one. And day two was just a lot of painting. It was like mainly painting the bathroom. But then between painting the bathroom, it was like we had an hour or two to kill before we could paint again. So it was like, okay, well, what else do we need done at this point? So we put together some like outside chairs. She wanted this thing that she calls a fandelier.
Okay, so it's a chandelier with a fan built into it?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And so instead of a chandelier over our table, we have a fandelier over our table.
Okay.
She wants a fan in every single room because it just gets air movement happening and you just, even if it's not incredibly cold or hot, it's just some air movement is fine. And so to put the fandelier in, I had to take off the section where we had capped where the chandelier was, but it was centered in the room and our table's not centered in the room. It's pushed over to the side so that you can walk to the kitchen and back. So we were moving the location of that. So I opened that all up and couldn't move the wires very well. So I was like, I'm going to have to go up in the attic. I'm going to have to more or less get a junction box, set the wires up, to run to a junction box, probably splice in something and make another lead that goes off to the chandelier.
Yeah.
Fandelier.
Uh-huh.
And and I was like, I'm not climbing up in the attic right now. It's 90 something degrees outside.
Yep.
Middle of the day. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning as soon as we wake up, but I need to go get all the supplies. So it's just this whirlwind of home updating and stuff that happened. But yeah, more or less, long story short, end of the weekend, we go pick up I go to pick up the mini assistant because the assistant is still painting.
Uh-huh. And
we ended up painting the downstairs bathroom, not like a light baby blue, but in that general area. And then there's an accent window in that room. Okay. I'll go with. Mm-hmm. It's not a window. It's just a hole that used to be a window before my parents added on to the house. So this was a window to the outside. Yeah. But then when they added on to the house, it no longer went outside, but they sort of left the frame of the window in the bathroom and then put knick-knacky things in there and made it sort of a shelf-like thing. So we painted that more of like a teal blue. So it's really stands out. It's really a sharp focus for your eye. The vanity we painted like a gray color. We repainted or did paint all the baseboards, the door frame. The door was already painted, but then the hallway to get down there, that we painted all those baseboards as well. We got the fandelier in. We built the chairs that went outside. I don't know. I think that's it. Oh, I fixed a few things around the house. Like the kids were playing one day in the mini assistant's room and broke the plastic slides for like the closet doors. So like replaced those, put in a few new, changed the handles out from brass to this brushed nickel throughout the house. Did like a few miscellaneous things. Fixed a hole in my office because I finally routed the Starlink through the house and not out the window, but we cut a hole in the wrong spot, or we cut a hole in a spot that I then found out I couldn't access. Yeah. So I patched that, and it was just this long list of honeydew house chores all weekend that I wasn't really planning on doing. I was planning, I thought it was going to be like a 1 day thing, and then I could, go off because at some point I said, if we can get out to the Rubicon as early as possible on Friday, we might be able to make the wedding. Yeah. And then we can come back sometime on Saturday and we can tackle this project on Sunday. Yeah. And it just we weren't going to make it to the wedding in time. We just couldn't logistically get out there. So it was kind of that got washed. And then it just, this snowball just went in effect. And so this upcoming weekend supposed to be the outside, get ready for the party thing. And I'm like, no, I need a day this weekend. Yeah. To work on business. Yep. And I'm I don't know. I sold panels this weekend like crazy. Oh, nice. And I didn't even put a sale out.
Well, but did you start the
advertising hasn't started yet?
Interesting.
No, I haven't told them to go since, because I wanted you to review the ads and stuff. Yeah. So I haven't started advertising, haven't started anything, but I did really good in a lot of sales this weekend. And I was working the entire weekend in the house. And then, here we are on Tuesday and the assistant is listing out chores and stuff that I need, have to get done this week because there's just a lot of stuff happening right now in our lives. And I'm like, I can't do that. Yeah. I need to, as soon as we're done recording, I need to go home and I need to run panels because I didn't have any time to do it this entire weekend. And normally I do them on Mondays and I didn't have time to do it on Monday either. So I can't do this list of chores that you're still handing me that need to get done because I need to work. Yep. Sorry. I have to make my living too.
Yeah, it's the downside of being an owner operator.
Yeah.
To a business is that if it doesn't get done, it's not like somebody else is going to get the job done. It's not like working a W-2'd paycheck job.
Right.
Right. Where if you don't get the job done, somebody in the company is going to get the job done. You just might get fired. Right.
Yeah. Or it's not that big of a deal. You could do it later because it's a big company that the ball's always rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
And if I didn't get it done this week, I'll just do it next week. And it's not going to affect the movement of the company.
Exactly. But as an owner operator, that's not the case.
No, I'm the only person.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of time significant others don't understand that concept.
Yeah.
With owner operators. I know that it took a long time for the secretary to understand that concept. And it sounds like the assistant is kind of in that position right now. So yeah.
So I use Shopify for all the web capture and everything, for shipping and everything. And Shopify, like if somebody orders a panel, I get the money, right? That's how, they spent the money.
Yep.
And then I get the money.
Yeah.
And then I pay for shipping, right?
Yeah.
And it goes out.
Yep.
I'm thinking about sort of white lying to the assistant and saying like, Shopify doesn't actually give me the money until
I ship
the
it.
product is shipped.
Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of this inner head that like, I'm not actually going to make money until I get that job done. Yeah. Kind of a thing. Like I kind of feel like I need to white lie that to her.
Yeah.
So, because she goes, oh, you made a bunch of orders. Great. You got money coming in. Well, I didn't get.
Yeah, but I need to now fulfill them.
I need to fulfill them. I need to get it out. So I kind of want to lie. Like I don't get that money until I ship it. Like
Amazon doesn't fulfill all your stuff for you. It just goes out automatically.
I wish.
Yeah.
Not yet. I'm not on Amazon fulfillment yet. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just hard sometimes when, and I'm sure if you're married, you have this problem where like you have expectations or plans that you want to get done. And then your significant other completely derails them with things that they want done.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just like a lack of communication or, I don't even want to say like, not the balls to stand up for yourself, but it's just like this is what you want done and this is what I need done. And sometimes one priority sort of overtakes the other, but I still want to do what I want to do. Like it's just a tough time.
It's an interesting balance, right? Of you want to make your significant other happy.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that you're doing your duties in the family, then your responsibilities, fulfilling your responsibilities in the family, doing stuff. But at the same time, like there comes a point when your needs, not just your mental well-being, but like stuff you need to get done needs to happen at some point.
Sure.
As well as your mental well-being needs to be taken care of as well at some point. And how do you balance all that? And that's the trick. I'm not doing it well right now. So I don't have any advice for you. So.
You got another thing in the mix on your end. At least the mini assistant can entertain herself. or feed herself, but and like Samantha is always a topic of, I want to say congestion, but contention.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, and I say, when am I going to have time to do this? Like this is a job I need to get done. Like I have like things that I need to fulfill contract wise on this build. When can I do this?
Yeah.
And she goes, some week you'll get it done like next weekend. And then next weekend rolls around and she's got like
remodeling
10 plans.
the bathroom.
Yeah. And I'm like, when am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
So I'm.
Do you guys adhere to a calendar schedule?
Kind of. Yeah. Like we have a calendar.
You have a shared calendar kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's the big thing I've noticed with the secretary is we have to have things on the calendar.
Sure.
On our shared calendar. And if it's not on the shared calendar, then whoever didn't put it on the calendar fucked up.
Sure.
And so I've been finding that, if I want to go do cantina, or if I want to go to a wedding on the Rubicon or something, I have to have it on the calendar, shared calendar, weeks and weeks and weeks in advance.
Sure.
That way I can say, no, I put it on the calendar.
Yeah.
And because we've tried the thing of telling each other, but inevitably somebody won't remember.
Absolutely.
Like we talked about in the last voicemail callback. Remember when if you tell somebody something, they're just going to forget. It's a person thing.
Need
it's
a contract.
Thing. Need a contract of some sort. So
yes.
The calendar is kind of our contract. I don't know if you could put in the calendar and be I
never thought about that, but like this is
Samantha. I need to get this done.
This is this weekend. Yeah. So what I'm backpedaling now a little bit on is that a lot of times, like the assistant does things. She's a teacher. She works her normal hour jobs, and then she does some things in the afternoons.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I'm now hanging out with the mini assistant. Right. If the mini assistant isn't going out with mom, like, for example, they do dance classes. Right. So a lot of times they are almost at the same time. So the assistant will hang out while the mini assistant dances. And then the mini assistant hangs out while the assistant dances. Okay. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so and that's happening tonight for the most part. So they're off going to do dance class.
Mm-hmm.
And what I need to do is turn that around and be like, now's my time to work on Samantha.
Yeah.
Or
you need to run panels now.
But today I need to run panels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I say, okay, Thursday nights are my night out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be in the shop working, and you need to do these things.
Yeah.
Now this is your afternoon responsibilities.
Maybe.
And schedule like my entertainment, because that's what the assistant does. She
schedules her entertainment.
She schedules her entertainment. She likes to do dance, so she schedules dance things, and then she's in that MOPS group.
Yeah,
right, and that's occasional times.
Yeah, but working on I don't know. In my opinion, working on Samantha is not entertainment for you. Like you enjoy it.
Yeah,
you get enjoyment out of it, but you still have obligational responsibilities, contractual obligations.
Yes.
That has part of your income tied to it. So it's more of that's more job than it is.
100%.
Yeah.
But if I can't, I need to, the thing is, and through venting / counseling, right? That's happening right now.
Welcome to SnailTrail4x4 counseling.
I need to schedule it.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm.
Me just going, I don't have a lot of stuff going on this weekend. I'd love to work in the shop.
Yeah.
Turns into, we're going to remodel a bathroom.
Yeah.
That's not how it needs to go. What it needs to go is I need to schedule these weekends, like every second weekend of the month, I'm going to be working in the shop. And every Thursday night, I'm going to be working until 10 o'clock at night in the shop or something like that. It's like, I need to arrange time that I can go and do these things.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe it's going to turn into a thing like after when we put the kids to bed, when the kiddo goes to bed, at 9 o'clock is my free time. And I then leave the house, go to the shop and work till midnight.
That's kind of what my life is right now, is my free time is 9 PM and on.
Yeah.
So that's when I have to do my recreational stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and in a way it sucks because that's like, I've worked and had the entire day, I wake up at 6 something to get the mini assistant to school.
Mm-hmm.
And now my relax, cool down time in the afternoon where I might have a drink, watch some TV with the assistant, or just talk, and just cool down for the evening. Is turning into I need to work more.
Yeah. And so I'm curious because you've been a family dad person for a few years now. I'm brand new to it.
Yeah.
But it seems like both of us are kind of coming into this pattern of needing to do personal stuff at nighttime after the kids go to sleep, right? Is that a typical normal thing? Dad thing? Because I remember when Wheeling Wine and Whiskey interviewed the guy that built the trophy tee over on the East Coast. It was like the Rat Rod trophy truck.
Oh, that. Yeah.
I forget his name. But he said,
cool rig though.
This awesome rig, but he built the entire thing at nighttime after the kids went to sleep. Like
Yeah.
he worked on it 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. pretty much every night for like 2 years or whatever it was, he said. Is that just a common thing for guys? Like, is that how life ends up working? Jimmy and I are kind of new to this spot in life. So I'm curious from other guys out there that are off-roaders and love working with their hands. Is that just kind of what it comes down to?
Yeah. Is that what it comes down to? Or how do you deal with this in your life? Can you please phone in?
Yeah.
Tell us.
I want to hear it on a
Give
snail
us
mail.
some feedback on how you organize your personal time with a family life balance.
Yeah.
Call in and tell us that. 916-345-4744.
Yep.
And I'm only picturing Jason calling in and being like, well, your
There's one answer to this.
first mistake was you had a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If you stay a bachelor, you don't have to worry about it. Well, yeah. But when you're in a relationship, you have other responsibilities.
Yeah.
And some of those outweigh being a bachelor.
Yeah. So
I didn't understand for a long, long, long time.
Yeah. I didn't understand either until recently. I mean, I want to spend time with the kid and I want to spend time with the family. And so I'm trying to like make wheeling time be those things, but he's not old enough yet. And we're going to try it out going to Barrett Lake this month. I don't know. It's just kind of seems like on the daily stuff though. Like, do you just not get free time as a dad until after the kids are asleep?
I don't know.
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
don't know how that works. I also don't know if women are more stubborn or men, because it seems like, and I'm going out on a limb here, but it seems like
I'm ready.
No matter what happens, usually the woman, the significant other wins. Right. And
in terms of time responsibilities.
Well, kind of a lot. I'm going to go with all of it. Okay. Right. Like,
fair.
Like my hobbies are not as important to in our daily scheme anymore than her hobbies.
Yeah.
And is that because am I a pushover? Because I'm not like, hey, we're going wheeling this weekend. We're not going to stay home and do these things.
Yeah.
Or, is it just that they're more stubborn and kind of like stick with it more often and are like, I don't want to go wheeling this weekend. I don't like wheeling. I've never liked camping. Why are we still doing that? Like, are they more stubborn in their ways? Which isn't true. Those phrases aren't true for the assistant. I'm just putting words in her mouth. But like, I don't know if there's an answer to this, but it seems like, I mean, there's always a compromise in a relationship, but it seems like the men lose the compromise more often.
I would 100% agree to that sentiment. And I think that a lot of it comes down to just guys as we are brought up and through social pressure and what it means to be a guy. I think that it means that no matter what happens, we always find a way to keep moving, right?
Sure.
We always find a way to keep things moving forward. So the easiest way for us to deal with stuff and our coping mechanism is to learn to be apathetic.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's a lot of situations where we're like, oh yeah, I mean, we don't matter as much because we put other responsibilities higher than ourselves.
Maybe.
And I think that that's a big social pressure of what it means to be a guy.
Yeah.
And so,
is it that, or is it the way of thinking that you always kind of need to cater to your significant other, right? Like I think
that's one and the same thing. I think
chivalry kind of status.
I think it is chivalry, but it's a chivalry thing in terms of the specific situation of taking care of your significant other, doing things with your significant other. But I think overall, in an overarching scheme, I mean, you talk about work-life balance, and providing for a family. There's a switch that happens, and you see it all over the place. There's a lot of memes about it. Checking in with your guys of male mental health. Because we just tend to bottle stuff up and we've just learned to that apathy is okay, that that's our coping mechanism for making sure that we still get stuff done. Like still, we realize that things still have to get done.
Yeah.
And we may not feel that is the top priority. Like we feel like maybe we still, we haven't been able to go out and recreate since February.
Right.
But we realize that there are other things that are a higher priority, or that we trick ourselves into thinking that's a higher priority, and that we ourselves are a lower priority in what we need, because things still need to get done.
Right.
And I think that's just a way that guys that's the social pressure of being a guy.
Maybe. Yeah.
And I don't think it's right or wrong. I think that it is more wrong personally.
Yeah. This bathroom is a prime example, right?
Yeah.
It's like we had a very average, fine bathroom, totally functional, right? There was not an issue with the bathroom.
Yeah.
But the assistant wanted to paint it.
Yep.
And change it and fix it and make it hers or ours, but hers.
Yeah.
Right. Allowing me to have some free time or going to go do something.
Yep.
Right. She chose that she wanted to fix the bathroom up, and that was more important than going to do something.
Yep. It's a bigger priority, right?
Yeah.
So that's a great example. I think that the assistant, and here we go. Welcome to what did we say earlier?
Counseling,
SnailTrail4x4 counseling.
Yeah.
It's, I think the assistant, and I think this could be true, whatever X is for your significant other, that your significant other places priorities on different things in life, 100%. Right? We all do. We're all human beings. We place priorities on different things. And so for like the assistant, having the house be a specific way that is hers, I think is a very, very high priority for her.
Yes.
And so it comes down to whose priority is more important. Hers, of this house, the house being hers and livable and something that is your guys' house.
Yeah.
Or you going and playing around, quote unquote, in the shop on Samantha.
Right.
And I think that's a perspective issue as well. But like for the secretary, it's eating and sleeping. Right.
Sure.
Those are two very big, high priority things that aren't as big of a priority for me. I'm like, yeah, whatever. If I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll catch up on sleep when I can, if I need to. And like feeding times, I don't really care when I eat, as long as, I end up not passing out due to not having food.
Once I'm hungry, I'll eat.
Yeah. Once I'm hungry, I'll eat. But no, with her, that's a very strict time schedules for them. And so I've learned that those two things are much higher priorities than pretty much anything that goes on in my life.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I don't have the answer, obviously.
I don't either.
If I did, I'd have my ways.
Yep.
But I think the whole thing, that it's an interesting concept. And I know that I think we've talked about this in the past too. There's like 5 or 6 levels of how to make yourself feel good or how to make others feel good.
Okay.
Like love languages. Love languages.
Yep.
Thank you. And I know one of mine is doing things for others.
Yep.
Right. Like I gain accomplishments and satisfaction by helping other people.
Yep.
Right. And so here I am, where I could go and say, no, honey, I need to go do X.
Yeah.
Or I could satisfy my love language by helping somebody.
Yep.
And so that's sort of the balance as well.
Yeah.
And that only is really, really beneficial if their love language is accepting help from others.
Exactly. Yeah. They love getting things done for them.
Getting things done and getting things done for them, or getting the help. Because if your appreciation, if your love is to help others and they don't care,
Yeah.
They would rather have you give words of affection
Yeah.
than you redoing the bathroom doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I don't know. I think I've done a shout out to him before, but there's a podcast called The Powerful Man show.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to have them on for a bonus episode just to talk about,
I think,
kind of all this random crap.
yeah. And it's one of those things. I mean, it's not really off-roading related,
Yeah.
but it's definitely a guy issue.
Well, that
And how do you deal
our
with-
podcast is like 96 or 98% male. So it's
Yeah.
kind of it's not an off-road show, but it's a dude show.
Yeah, right.
So it's kind of in line.
Yeah, it's an outdoor dude show, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this whole time talking about these different topics, I was in my head, I'm thinking about the other podcast you told me about. I still haven't listened to. I'm like, maybe I need to go listen to them
Yeah, they have some good
and
stuff.
figure out how to balance all this. I don't know.
Yeah, they have some really interesting topics. They've been around for a long time. They do some pretty cool stuff. I just I scroll through their podcast and listen to topics that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we need to have them on and they can solve this problem for us, or like we can work on it.
They can solve our Christmas present problem too.
That too. We should. All right, I'll contact them. We'll do like a bonus episode one day with them or something.
That'd be sweet. That would be a lot of fun. All right. Well, counseling time is done.
Yeah. Okay.
We're done with counseling time. I don't know if we have anything else. We're a little long on this episode, but I feel like a lot of our episodes have been long lately. So, I guess that does it for Thursday's episode. Please, I am really interested for people that, our listeners out there that have families that still find time to work on their rigs, do your hands-on projects that you get enjoyment from, but also still find time to go wheeling and still find time for family time and still find time to get work done. If you own a business too, how do you mix all that in there as well? Like,
Yeah.
I'm really curious about how to do all this because I'm not doing it well right now. And I would love some other ideas out there as to how you guys do it.
Yeah. I'm really curious how do you balance family, work, and life?
Mm-hmm.
All in the mix and still have time for your own hobbies.
Yeah. So call in. We can cover some of those over on the snail mail on Friday segments. I know that we have 15 or so snail mails we'll get to tomorrow on Friday's segment. So you guys keep your ear holes perky and ready to go for tomorrow when that comes out. And then we'll have some fun stuff for you guys on Monday as well. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. If you want to get a hold of us any other way, you can do that on our Instagram. I'm over at SnailTrail4x4. Tyler's at 4x4 Toyota Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at SnailTrail4x4.com.
Sweet. I like it a lot. Jimmy, any final words to wrap it up for everybody?
There's all kinds of dusty vehicles driving down the freeway right now.
So dusty. And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
You got a coffee?
I got a joke.
Oh, okay.
I got a joke.
Ready.
I can't talk though. Meat consumed as comfort food
Okay.
is also considered emotional support animal.
Which meat consumed as
No, just
meat?
it's a statement more so. More than-
Meat consumed as comfort food is also considered emotional support animal. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's like a Confucius thing.
Kind of.
Yeah. That's Can we make that a t-shirt?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Man who stands on pot.
Is hot, or man who stands on toilet is high on pot.
Yeah. Man who walked through airport sideways ends up in Bangkok.
Yeah. Man who eat meat for comfort food finds emotional support animal.
Yeah, devours their emotional support animal.
My emotional support animal is a hedgehog.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know. Do you have one of them currently?
I used to.
Okay.
I don't
Do
anymore.
you need another one?
I could use one. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.